Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, Mr. Anchor, back with you for another episode of the Mr. Anchor Show. Sorry, let me flip my phone over here. Don't want to get y'all like that kind of view, that long, narrow view. I don't like that. I guess everybody else doesn't like that, I assume. Anyways, parental advisory, blah, blah, blah. You know my usual spiel. I'm here to talk about judgments. The world is full of judgments, ladies and gentlemen. And the sooner you realize that, the better off you are. People will judge you for anything and everything. I mean, it doesn't always break down into the majors, such as, your race. And don't get me wrong, I've been judged about my race too. I mean, you don't think somebody sits here and sees me as a white guy and says, well, he has typical white guy opinions? No, everybody makes judgments based upon that. I mean, it's unfortunate, but, people do. And it sucks, especially, a white guy from the country. I mean, where you're from also plays a big deal with how people will judge you. But you can't let judgments decide, for you what people think. You gotta make people see who you really are. But it's like I said, it's not always the big issues. I mean, such as your sex. I mean, people judge based upon sex, male, female. I mean, I've had my own judgments probably from people against me about my sex before, and I know some people have had that before for them. Probably you've experienced it yourself. Your sexuality. I mean, those are the big ones, I mean, what you do in your bedroom's your own business. I mean, as long as you're not pressing your sexuality on the wrong type of person, or on people that don't want that sexuality pressed on them, then I don't figure it's a big deal at all. Just like race, I don't figure that's a big deal at all. I mean, people are what they are, and making assumptions based on those three major things is kind of idiotic in my opinion. I mean, male, female, I mean, I've seen women that could beat the hell out of men. I mean, I know women that could beat the hell out of men. That could do more than a man can, or most men that I know. So assumptions based off of that and judgment based off of that is kind of an old passe way of thinking. But it doesn't even stop there. Judgment will go as far as to what type of music you listen to what type of movies you watch. People will make judgments about you about what you believe in. And that's kind of ridiculous because in the land of the free, people are allowed to listen and watch and to believe as they see fit and as they like. We grow up making decisions and gravitating towards what we like. I mean, that's the purpose of growing up. We find out what we like, what we want to do. And yeah, people will choose different paths in the land of the free, and there's so many different paths to choose. Making assumptions about people is just, it's kind of ridiculous because, somebody may go see a horror movie and you might think, oh God, that person's seeing a horror movie, they must be an evil person. No, they might enjoy a good romantic movie. I like a good horror movie. I like a good romantic movie. I like a good action movie. I like a good comedy. I like a little bit of everything. You may see me go into a concert, a Korn concert, or go see ICP, and you think, oh God, there's a juggalo. No, I mean, yeah, I enjoy their music, but do I consider myself a juggalo and the negative connotations that go along with that? No. But, I do consider myself a fan of them, but it doesn't stop me from enjoying other bands too, such as Usher, Michael Jackson, Madonna, Aerosmith. I enjoy a little bit of everything. 21 Pilots. Katy Perry. I mean, my music choices go all over the scale. From Eminem all the way down to heck, I even hate to say it. I'm not much of a country fan, but I even like Garth Brooks every now and then. But people will make judgments based upon the music that you listen to, what type of phone you carry, your clothes that you wear. It's gotten so redonkulous. That it's obscene, just how judgmental people are based in judgment. You have an iPhone, you must be one of those iPhone geeks or iPhone nerds or Mac nerds or Apple nerds or da-da-da-da, or you have a Galaxy or an Android, you must be a PC nerd, or, People make judgments based off of anything. What kind of clothing you wear, if you wear jeans, and a flannel T-shirt, you're considered a redneck. Or if you wear, a business suit, you're considered an uptight. Or well, around this area in the country, because business suits aren't that common. People will say, "Oh, well, there's somebody who's uptight," but people make judgments all the time, and it's unfortunate because judgments are mostly wrong. You got to look past your judgmental ways. You got to stop making judgments and actually get to know people and get to know what they are and who they are. Everybody makes judgments. I mean, it's just been the way of the world, and they'll continue to. I mean, it's been a survival instinct for humankind for quite some time. It's kind of a hard instinct to get rid of. And so you can't blame people for judging, but then again, at the same time, you got to realize that, hey, maybe that's just a judgment, and that, maybe I should get to know that person and see if my judgments are correct or incorrect. You try to, when you see people, you meet new people, you're trying to evaluate them. I mean, it's human nature. You're trying to sum them up and figure them out. And so you're going to go on visual cues, whether they're male, they're female, what color they are, or whether, what they're wearing, what type of phone they're carrying, what are they driving, you're going to go off those visual cues to put an assumption into your head, but it's up to you to look past that assumption and say, you know what, yeah, that's an assumption, but maybe I should get to know this person. I never will forget, I had a party up in Dallas, Texas, when I was living down there, and I invited these people. We met at the bar up to my home, so we're going to continue the party there after the bar is closed. It was our usual routine, I was young, dumb, full of cum. I mean, that's what we did when we were young, dumb, and full of cum. So, we continued the party at my house, and we invited a couple of new people. And out of curiosity, I asked the new people, I was like, I want you to pick out the person that you think would harm you in this room. I want you to figure out who you think would hurt you. And of course, they typically went to the big guy sitting on my couch with a lot of tattoos. Looked scary as hell. I mean, that guy, he does. He's a good friend of mine. He looks scary as hell. He looks like he'd rip your head off before he'd do anything. But actually, he was the sweetest guy you'll ever meet. He's a good guy. He'll give you the shirt off the back, off of his own back. So, they pointed to him. Well, it was funny, the person that would hurt you, and the person that you could get $20 to break somebody's legs, was the model in the room. Yeah. So judgments, yeah, they're designed for a reason, but then again, they've been designed for a reason for so long that it's become passé. It's become non-essential. You can sit there and quantify your likes and dislikes, but about a person based upon perceptions. But then again, based upon those perceptions, if you decide that you want to look past those perceptions and actually get to know them, they might be completely opposite of what you think. I mean, people judge you based upon the money that you make. I've known a lot of people that have doctorates that work at minimum wage jobs because they can't find a career in the field that they have or have their degree in. And in some forgeries, no, it didn't freeze. But they'll look at people who make minimum wage and sit there and say they're uneducated. I've known quite a few people who've worked underneath me in minimum wage jobs that have degrees. I know people who are in well-paying jobs that didn't ever get a degree that you would think would have to have a degree. I know people who dress up and look nice all the time, but are some of the messiest people in their homes that I've ever seen. I know people who drive around in messy looking cars and look like they've never taken a bath, but their homes are immaculate. Perceptions are they're just that. They're your first impressions. And you try to make judgments off of that, but you gotta look past it. People will make judgments about anything anymore. So we gotta learn to look past those judgments and get to actually know people. But I'm Mr. Anger. Y'all have a good day.